I'm not really a fan of the Five Nights at Freddy's community anymore, even though I love Five Nights at Freddy's. The community's kind of falling off, specifically in the YouTube short scene. Now, I just saw a video on how Five Nights at Freddy's YouTube shorts are terrible. And I'll link that video in the description. You should go check it out. It's good. But Five Nights at Freddy's YouTube shorts is kind of like... It's like for those little 5-year-olds, those FNaF AR Workshop animations for the little 5-year-olds who just want to go on the mommy's iPad. Like, stop. Play real FNaF. Like, I hate the ones that are just, like, new to the scene. Like, they only got in FNaF because it was a trend and because of security breach. They don't know actually the scary part. Like, if you got a modern FNaF fan and told them to play FNaF 3, they would actually just start crying because they're such babies, and if they're introduced to the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise with whatever security breach is, and I hate that game. So for them to grow up with that, and there's these little edits and content farms and a lot of stuff that isn't good, I hate that, and it should be taken off completely. I get bad Five Nights at Freddy's shorts all the time in my recommended feed, and I don't know why I'm recommended them, because I literally dislike them every single time I see one. So Five Nights at Freddy's YouTube shorts are bad, and this is why I'm not a fan of the modern community anymore. Obviously, I'm still a fan of some YouTubers. I'm still a fan of, the Funko, the merchandise. I'm still a fan of a lot of things, but I'm tired of seeing these trash YouTube shorts that'll get kid-friendly for some reason. And I don't know, Five Nights at Freddy's shouldn't even be kid-friendly. Five Nights at Freddy's shorts should be good fan-made content that has blood and gore, and like Five Nights at Freddy's VHS, and have scary, just like those VHS tapes that we see made by like Baddington and Squimpus and Martin Walls. So if you're watching this, which you probably aren't anyway, and you made a Five Nights at Freddy's YouTube short that's really bad, or you make them, stop it. Stop doing that. You're making a terrible impact for a trendy series that's actually good behind the scenes, and making it seem like it's kid-friendly. Now these popular YouTubers are saying that Five Nights at Freddy's is kid-friendly, which is not true. Five Nights at Freddy's is meant to be something scary and something good. That's what Scott Cawthon intended, with deep lore, nice, spooky gameplay, and now look at what Steel will turn Security Breach into. Womp womp. And I used to hate the red eyes in the FNaF movie, but now I don't. And those people who do hate the red eyes are just modern fans. They don't understand the lore behind the red eyes. They probably don't know a single thing about the FNaF lore. Like, I could recite the entire FNaF lore in one video. Well, not recite, like, recap. It's like the Five Nights at Freddy's Bible. But here's the thing. Great, now I forgot what I was gonna say because I was too mixed up in the FNaF. Oh yeah, the red eyes. The red eyes, they're red eyes because they're possessed by haunted children that have been killed and put in the animatronic suits, and they still haunted because of Remnant. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. I know that's what's going on in the actual Five Nights at Freddy's lore, but I'm not that sure about the movie. Either that or they're just haunted by William. But one way or another, it's still good content, and it's still cool that they have red eyes. And plus, they're probably not going to have red eyes for the entire movie. And even that, they don't just hate on that. They hate on that, but they don't hate on the goofy, fake content that they're seeing. Most Five Nights at Freddy's fans I remember there was this one kid. I'm not gonna use a real name. I'm just gonna use a random name. How about call him Jeffrey? There was this one kid in school. He was like first grader. I was talking to him, and he said that he's gonna get Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. And then I told him that game is really bad. Like, I do not like Security Breach. And that's the time that my other friends have been saying that, and I have very few actually good FNaF fans. Like, look at an actually good two FNaF fans I have. Got Jonesy, go subscribe to him. Lollylord, go subscribe to him. Gradioactive, go subscribe to him. And even those big FNaF YouTube, like those are just people I know personally. Even those big FNaF YouTubers, those are good FNaF fans. Not freaking whatever Rooster Time, J Cinema is, Typhoon Cinema. Basically, anyone that has either a chicken, a rooster, or a cinema in their name sucks. And they make those Five Nights at Freddy's AR things. Now, how about the modern franchise as a whole? That's why I don't keep up with it. And what these people have done to Scott. Like, I am mad that they've done such horrible things to Scott that he had to retire. What I think happened is, yet again, I don't fully know because I stopped being around the FNaF scene. Well, yeah, I've been in the FNaF scene, but the actual, community that's been happening on Twitter, first of all, I hate Twitter. Second, because of, the thing I was talking about for this entire video. But let's address what happened. Scott got leaks from using the money that people pay to get his games and use it for donating to politics and LGBTQ rights and whatever. People were mad about that. Why are you mad about that? People could do their own thing. That's his money. It's not his fault that you decided to buy the game. It's his money, it's his life, and people were threatening him so much and saying that he's terrible, while people were actually being reasonable with Scott, and he just retired. That's the type of people. And now these people, these fans, I'm sure don't even know who Scott Cawthon is. I'm sure they just know who Steelful Studios is. They don't read the books, the lore. They're probably, when they watch a movie, 1, they're gonna cry. 2, they're not gonna get a single thing that's happening in the lore. 3, they're gonna be idiots. I'm gonna watch the movie. I'm gonna love it. Those people who gonna start having a mental breakdown during the FNaF movie, they're gonna be the worst people ever. Who I'm telling you. Five Nights at Freddy's. I've known it since 2015, but at that point I was scared of it because I was young. No, not 2015. I think 2016. I've known it for a while, since Sister Location came out, but I started becoming an actual fan in 2019 because that's when I got my first FNaF game. Quote, first FNaF game. The first one I had was FNaF AR. Well, technically the first one I played was FNaF 3, but I didn't actually beat that or something. I just looked a few minutes at it while one of my brothers used to play it. One of my brothers got introduced in FNaF 3. I knew the FNaF games, but I didn't become a hardcore fan since 2019. That's when I got my first actual FNaF game, Sister Location. And Sister Location is still my favorite to this day. I love it, and it's great. These people who get introduced to Security Breach, 1, they're going to love it and keep watching kids' content like examinations, or 2, it's not going to be a good impact on them when they don't know anything about FNaF, and they're not going to be interested in the series because they don't like the content. Now, at least I like the point that they're not getting into FNaF better than them, think FNaF is for kids and stuff. People are saying it is for kids. I don't believe that. Obviously, I do believe it for Security Breach. It's not even scary. But for everything else, I think it's perfectly fine. Now, I would rather have them just see the FNaF content and not get interested in FNaF because they say that it's too boring and not scary. Because at least then that could say that they understand that the content that they're watching is boring as hell, and they'll understand that content sucks. And then they're probably gonna go get freaking Poppy Playtime or something. Mascot Indie Horror just sucks as a whole. I made a video on that. Go check out the Meatloaf Man Archives playlist, or just scroll for that. Yeah, try to find it. You could try to find it. See the video. I hate Mascot Indie Horror, especially like the Garten of Band Bands, those Poppy Playtimes. But Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach is the one that I had the worst heartbreak of all, since I have been a Five Nights at Freddy's fan for a while, and I was so excited for Security Breach. I was freaking out every trailer. Like, the best I've ever freaked out, obviously. I was so happy for, say, Smash Revealed. I cried when Pikmin 4 got announced, but I was screaming at the top of my lungs when Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach's fourth trailer and release date got announced, and I was in a computer call. So that just shows I don't care about anything else when there's a Five Nights at Freddy's trailer. That shows I am excited as hell because I know what's going to be going on. I'm analyzing these. Actually being a fan of the game. Like, if those people, those children, claim that they're fans of the game, then why not just go play the old games? Actually, I want to see them. Now, I remember some people, for some reason, some of my friends, they just spoil themselves to games and then play it. Do you think I would spoil myself to Security Breach? Hell no. I ain't spoiling nothing about that. I'm getting the game on day 2. Yeah. No. I got the game on day 1. I started playing it day 2. Started grinding it. Started playing through the game. And I liked it. But then I realized at the end of the game that it's not so good. And that's just the nature of it all. These children, these 5-year-olds, are gonna get Security Breach as their first FNaF game. They're not gonna like it. So that's why whenever one of my friends mentioned FNaF Security Breach and that they played it, I'll tell them it sucks and don't get into the kid content farm. That's what happens. I'm trying to save the community, so I am staying away from FNaF community, and that's why you haven't been seeing me upload as many Five Nights at Freddy's videos on my YouTube channel. I think I already addressed this. This video is going to be probably, I was originally going to have this like under a minute, but no, this ended up being 14 minutes, and I think I'm going to start uploading Five Nights at Freddy's way more Five Nights at Freddy's content, because that's actually what my channel was originally going to be about. I was only going to have Five Nights at Freddy's. My channel was going to be a Five Nights at Freddy's channel, especially because at the point I made my channel, I've already been a fan of Five Nights at Freddy's for a year, and I've known it for a few years. And at that span of a year, I've watched most of the game theories, played most of the games, and know most of the lore, have the merchandise, everything. Well, some of the merchandise. Even to this day, I don't have a lot of the merchandise. I don't have like every plushie. So, like, this channel was meant to be built off of FNaF, and now look at it. It's because I don't like the FNaF community anymore. I think I'll try to post more FNaF, get more on the FNaF scene. Hopefully, that'll go well. If I don't like it, then I'll stop. I remember I actually didn't play a Five Nights at Freddy's fan game since juniors, and that was in October. Like, I used to play FNaF fan games all the time. Now I haven't played a single one since Five Nights at Freddy's juniors. And that was way back in October 2022. And now, just yesterday, I played another Five Nights at Freddy's fan game, Mechanism. But that's only because Andy Matronic is one of my favorite FNaF YouTubers. And I'm not really a fan of that many fan games, too. Because next thing you know, those fan games are going to get those FNaF AR workshop animations on it and edits. Now, what's the lesson to learn about this? Either be a good FNaF fan or get the hell out of my sight. Because I cannot tell you how much Five Nights at Freddy's means to me. It is one of the greatest franchises of all time. Right behind, like, it's not my favorite. My favorite's probably Super Smash Bros. Or Zelda. But Five Nights at Freddy's is damn close up there. It's hella fun. It's hella spooky. Sometimes, most of the time. It's good, but I hate the drama. I hate some of the YouTubers now, and there are very few YouTubers that are actually good for Five Nights at Freddy's that I actually watch. Obviously, you have Lewis Dawkins, you got Mr. Matthew Patrick, you got you have Dawko, you got Game Theory, you got FNaF, you got you got Fiznom, like Johnny Blocks, like, those are the actually good FNaF YouTubers. I used to watch them, a lot of other ones. Oh, Andy Matronic, and now they're getting more boring because, like I said, more about FNaF content. All of this, it was just going to be a video on how the shorts are bad. It all wrapped around to this 17-minute video. So, yeah. Lesson to learn today is play the older FNaF games. If you're just a modern fan, actually become a FNaF fan. I don't count being a modern fan as a FNaF fan. It just truly hurts me to see what the FNaF community has become today. So, yeah. Swag out. I guess I'll see you on the flip side. Swag out.